Yeah, 1 2 1 2.
Hey yo, AC.
1 2 1 2. Mic check.
Welcome to the Calvin Dean Show, guys. My name is Calvin Dean, and it's going to be an amazing show. Just listen to this show, man. I'm going to go over injury reports. I'm going to go over my upset special and my lock of the week as well. Guys, just stay tuned, guys. Divisional playoff weekend starting right now. Yeah, man. I've been blown away by Jordan Love, guys. I have been blown away because I used to watch the Green Bay Packers since the Brett Favre era, and he played for the Packers for 16 years, and then Aaron Rodgers for 17 years. Just watching both quarterbacks, just amazing, throws. They're gunslingers, and guess what? The Green Bay Packers have another gunslinger for their repertoire, Mr. Jordan Love, man, throwing off his feet, just launching it, man. It was just amazing to see something like that. Just killer. I mean, the guy is just killing it. Jordan, hats off to you, brother. Hats off to you. You are playing out of your mind. And hey, how about some coaching situation? Of course, Bill Belichick. He is gone from New England. We already talked about that, but we have Mr. Mayo, who's the new New England Patriot coach. Hello, they hired within. It was like Bill Belichick's predecessor type of thing. And then where is Bill going? He's going to be looking around. Sirianni from the Philadelphia Eagles. There's been talk about that too going around. I don't know why it would be. I mean, he took this team to the Super Bowl last year, and then he had a great record, 11-6 record at the end of this year. I just don't understand why they would be looking elsewhere. Something happened near the end. They just need to fix that. But I think it would be stupid. Why would you get rid of a coach that takes a team to Super Bowl, and the next year he's still in the playoffs, but they lost the first round because of all their injuries that they had? I mean, come on, really? I mean, you have to look at all the injuries of all the teams that lost last week. The injuries that whatever team that was more devastating to the other team, those teams won. And it's like Cleveland, they lost because Houston. I mean, their injuries were just insurmountable. I mean, they are on their third string, fourth string quarterback, and then your number one running back, Chubb. I mean, he is gone. I mean, they have all these backups forward, and just, Flacco. I told everyone Flacco could be Flacco. He could throw interceptions. I told everyone that. Be careful about this game. I just knew it. And then the Detroit Lion game, I had the Rams by 1 point. I said they're only going to be by 1 point. So what would you do if you're a betting person? If I tell you they're only going to be by 1 point, and the other team is giving you 3.5 points, you take that team. And the same thing with the Cowboys. I said I think the Cowboys won't win by more than a point, maybe a point. That's what I said. So who would you bet on if you were going to bet? You were listening to my show. Of course, you would bet on the Green Bay Packers because the Dallas Cowboys were giving them 7 points. It's easy, guys. It's easy. Just listen to me. Listen to me, and you will just rock the Casbah, rock your friends by just, hey, dude, I'll bet you, I'll take the points. Come on, man. It's fun. It's fun. You have to listen to the show because if you listen to it, you're going to have a great time. Even if you are a betting person, even if you aren't a betting person, you just want to listen to some great football talk, listen to the Calvin Dean Show. Remember, subscribe, turn your notifications on, comment. You can win hats. I give away NFLshop.com hats, paraphernalia to all the people who comment, subscribe, turn your notifications on. Get involved. Let me know who you think is going to win. I mean, do it. I want to get involved here. I want everyone right now, if you're liking it, if you're seeing the show, I want you to comment and just tell me what your thoughts were and who you thought should win. I mean, Look at Tomlin today. Did you hear? I hope everyone saw Tomlin today. Tomlin, he had a press conference, staying at the Steelers. Why wouldn't he stay? You know, I think he's a great fit. Just need an offensive coordinator and you need a quarterback. That's all. And of course, he even addressed that issue. He says there's going to be a competition. But think about it. Did Tom Brady, did the coach before the season started say, we're going to have a competition for the quarterback? Did they do that with Ben Roethlisberger? Did they do that with Troy Aikman? Did they do that with, Haybear? Do they do that with Mahomes or Josh Allen? No, none of the coaches say that because they have their quarterback. Obviously, the Pittsburgh Steelers don't have their quarterback. So you just have to really realize that, Pittsburgh is, they're looking for that quarterback. It could be Mason Rudolph, but Mason Rudolph he's a free agent this coming year, and that hurts Pittsburgh because you don't know if he can really. He's never has proven that he can come and start and stay as a starter in the NFL with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So why would they even re-sign him? What, for a year contract? He's not looking for a year contract. He's looking for a team, and he wants to play on it. But unfortunately, Mason Rudolph, I think, is really. Maybe he could. Maybe he's done so great as of late, and he could be a starter in the NFL. I mean, all these guys have talent. They're just not in the NFL just because they're schmucks. They just aren't, guys. So you have to realize that. Let's look at the divisional round right now, guys. I mean, hell, guess what? San Francisco, who do they play? Oh my God, they play Green Bay, Jordan Love. What a game that's going to be, right? And then what's the other NFC game? We have the Detroit Lions playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And man, I should have, at Monday, I was going to come back on and say, guys, watch out. I really have a strange feeling the Buccaneers are just going to hand Philly a terrible loss. And I was right. I told my friends that. And next time I will go on air before the game and give you guys my take if I have a strange feeling. I just had this strange feeling. I started looking at all the injuries of the Philadelphia Eagles. And I was like, oh man, there's no way they're going to win this game. And I was, there you go. Now, guys, listen to the show. Like I kept saying, you have to subscribe. You have to turn your notifications on, okay? Just do that for me. Now, the picking winners is going to be pretty easy. It's never easy. Come on, guys. This is the divisional playoff weekend. We have two quarterbacks in Jordan Love, and we have C.J. Stroud, who are really first time they've led a NFL team. And what happened? They take them to the divisional playoffs. They win their first win, then they take them right to the playoffs, divisional. But unfortunately, the Houston Texans have to play the Baltimore Ravens. And the Baltimore Ravens defense is number one in takeaways, scoring, and it's just. And Noah Brown is now down for Houston. Noah Brown. You have to know these things, guys. And man, shame on me last week. I seriously, if I would have went over all the injuries, it would have been probably a different call on at least two of the calls that I had. Actually, three of them. So, it would have, definitely would have. Last week, the easy games, I knew that Buffalo would win, and I knew that the Kansas City Chiefs would win. Those were two easy picks. And then the Rams and the Detroit Lions, I knew they were neck and neck, a point apart. I just knew it, either or, You have the Houston Texans going into Baltimore. C.J. Stroud looking great, looking really good. He is a great quarterback, but he's going against, like I said, the number one defense in takeaways, number one defense in scoring, and that defense is just stout. It's just stout. C.J. Stroud without Noah Brown, another wideout out. Miko Collins hurt. Schultz. But let me tell you that they'll get in his face, but you're going to face a defense like you haven't faced. in a long, long time. And I know you guys played earlier this year. They played earlier on, I believe it was September 10th. That's what it was, September 10th. And the Ravens beat them 25-9. Now, obviously, the C.J. Stroud that they played then wasn't the C.J. Stroud they're playing now. All right, but I mean, literally, the Ravens' overall defense is 6th. But honestly, guys, they do have the number 1 defense in scoring and takeaways and stuff like that. So, they're number 6 in offense for the Ravens and number 12 for the, C.J. Stroud and company. Number 14 defense, middle of the road defense for the Houston Texans, but they have been really stepping it up. So I think they're more of a top 10 defense. That's just my opinion. Of course, the Ravens, are the Ravens. The passing 7th for C.J. Stroud and 21st for the Ravens. But mind you, Lamar Jackson is going to be the MVP of the season. And like I called in the beginning of the season, before the season started, I said that MVP will be Lamar Jackson's at the end of the year. And I was right. Now, their rushing attack is number 1 in the league. If you see the linemen of the Baltimore Ravens, the linemen they're just huge. And man, everyone blocks for everyone. The wideouts block, the tight ends block. I mean, that team is stout. And I think this is the end of the road for the Houston Texans. And I'm giving the first game of the divisional round weekend is going to go to the Baltimore Ravens over the Houston Texans. Boom. Yeah. The next game is the game of, I think, the whole entire, well, there's 2 games I think they're going to be just amazing games. I really do. I think the Baltimore Ravens are going to handle the Houston Texans handily. I think that the next game is Saturday Night Football, and that game is going to blow everyone's mind because Jordan Love's coming into San Francisco, and Jordan Love is going to play against the San Francisco 49ers, the number 1 defense in the land. But I'm telling you something, that offense of the San Francisco 49ers is number 2. Number 2. I mean, think about it. The defense of this is what is going to lose the game for the Green Bay Packers. Their defense is 17th. Now, their passing is 12th all year. And the San Francisco 49ers is 4th, guys. 4th. And their rushing is 3rd. And the rushing for the Green Bay Packers, all right, is 15th, middle of the road. Well, they've been hurt, guys. They've been hurt. The Green Bay Packers have been hurt. I know that. This is going to be an interesting game. It's going to be a very interesting game. I mean, do I see an upset on this? No. I don't see the upset either. The first 2 games of Saturday, I don't see an upset going. Either game. I'm giving my lock of the week. My lock of the week is the Baltimore Ravens to beat the Houston Texans. That's my lock. The next game with the Green Bay Packers and the San Francisco 49ers, I'm giving it up to the San Francisco 49ers. All right. The next game we have Sunday. We have Sunday morning. We have the Buccaneers going into Detroit, playing the Detroit Lions. I mean, last week the Detroit Lions, they won, and they were like, seriously, they were reacting like they won the Super Bowl. I mean, the first time they've won a playoff game since 1991, which is years ago, light years ago. So, I mean, the Detroit faithful are just all over. They were on that field like, seriously, like they won a championship. So I I wonder about that. I wonder that they partied and they were so high on winning that game that the next game is sort of like a racehorse when they win their maiden, when their first win as being a horse, and then they call it winning the maiden, and then the next race they usually they kind of like putts out, they kind of that type of thing. The Lions could do something like that, like a racehorse where they won their maiden, and the next one's they're stepping up to $100,000 claimer. I'm an allowance or whatever, a stakes race. Why don't we do it that way? And think about it, and that's how I look at it. And with the Tampa Bay Bucks, they've been there. They've been there. A lot of their teammates have been to this divisional town, and they have won a Super Bowl. And I mean, a lot of the guys have done that. So, and they look great, opening holes for White last week, and Evans and Godwin and Otten. I mean, wow. I mean, and Baker Mayfield's been on fire. It's indoors, so let Baker cook. Let Baker cook, man. Just let him cook. I remember when he came to Los Angeles in that one, was that Thursday night football game, and they flew him in and they started him and he won in the end. I think that game was the pivotal moment of time to show everyone that he does still have a lot of talent. And trust me, this Detroit Lion team is, bar none, talent upside and downside. They just are. I mean, it's hard to say anything against them. They're number 3 offense against the number 23 offense of the Bucks. The Bucks they've been just coming on at the end. They've just been really fighting. They're 23rd defense, the Bucks. And the Lions, they're like 19th. I mean, there are, some, they rank, but they're all together, they're ranked 19th, guys. And the passing for the Detroit Lions, second. Wow. Jared Goff, 17th for Baker Mayfield, middle of the road, right? Just being honest. But 5th ranked for the Lions, and obviously the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for the last 2 years, last in rushing. I have no clue. I just don't understand that. It's just, every time I see that stat, I just wonder, I'm going to call an upset. But man, I see that stat and just get disappointed. But then you have to look at injuries. Laporta, that's a big thing. It's back in Lions territory. I mean, the winner of this goes to the next, the championship round, and it's important. 2 great teams, 2 really great teams. I think it's going to be a close game. It's going to be. I really do. I think it's going to be like a field goal is going to win this game, and it's good that team's going to either win by 2 or 1 point. That's it. And I really do. I think this is going to be a great game. I see my upset special, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers beating the Detroit Lions by 2 or 3 points. Not that much. It could flip the other way like it did last week with Detroit. That's my pick. There you go. The last game is Sunday Night Football, and it's just amazing. What a great game this is going to be. Kansas City Chiefs with Travis Kelce. We have Patrick Mahomes. We have Miss Taylor Swift Kelce. Whoa, man. Yeah, we have a great game with Josh Allen, Bills Mafia. It's snowing. They're expecting another snowstorm in Buffalo. Another snowstorm. So it's like they're going to have even dump more. And there might even be snowing the day of the game. So it's just, come on, man, really? And this is so great, guys, so great. It's going to be a great game. It's just going to be a great game. You know, the way Kansas City just played against Miami, how they just moved down the field with Rashid Rice, and man, they just gelled. And that defense of Kansas City, wow, that defense is just great. I see such a tight game against the Bills. They're at home, Bills. You know, Patrick Mahomes, he loves this weather. He just loves this stuff. Travis Kelce, they just lately. I mean, they even in the last game. I know it was like 30 below zero and hello, you know, but Travis, he dropped a couple balls. Okay, Travis Kelce dropped a couple balls, and then even the game before, he dropped a couple balls. You know, he's just, I don't know, he's showing some age, maybe. I think he's not connected like he was before. You know, he's connected in this game because he's going to need it. He's playing Josh Allen at home, you know, and the way they just played the Pittsburgh Steelers at home. Watch Pittsburgh Steelers next year, guys. Watch them. But the way he played Pittsburgh Steelers at home, I mean, yeah, that's going to be hard to beat. You know, and the way Kansas City's been playing all week, all year. The way Kansas City's been playing all year, come on, man. You know, I mean, their defense is keeping them in. Their defense, Kansas City's defense is really good, guys. It's number 2 defense in the NFL. The Bills are only number 9, but the Bills' offense is 4. Kansas City's is 9. Passing, Mahomes is 6. Josh Allen 8th. Rushing, Bills 7. The Kansas City Chiefs 19. I mean, the rushing, the Bills, they've been back to the old Bills. You know, school, you know, hike the ball to Josh Allen. He goes back to pass and he starts to run. They have a run. And I think that's smart. He's like 250 pounds. Like, he's a monster. 6'5", 6'6", 250 pounds. You know, and he's a great athlete. He'll lower his shoulders. He'll bruise you, man. And just think of it. Once he gets past the first wall, all he has are cornerbacks and safeties who are these little guys. You know, I mean, 5'7", 5'9", you know, a lot of them are, and a lot of them are 180, 190 pounds. They can hit, but they're not 250, 6'5". I can tell you that. You know, so, you know, once he gets past that and Josh Allen starts to run into the secondary, that's when it gets brutal for the other team. That's when it gets brutal. But, I mean, the number 2 defense, the defense for the Kansas City Chiefs has kept them in sync, especially cold weather like this. Cold weather for the Bills, cold weather for the Kansas City Chiefs. These guys love it. I mean, they live for it. And both quarterbacks, I think, are the best right now in the NFL when it comes to, you know, playoffs. I mean, now Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes will give us a great show, and you know, this is going to be an interesting game. It's Sunday night, and it's the last game of the weekend, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun, guys. It's going to be fun. All right, ready? Drum roll, drum roll. And the winner of the Kansas City Buffalo Bill game goes to the Kansas City Chiefs. Beat the Buffalo Bills at home. Patrick Mahomes pulls it out. All right, guys. Thanks so much. See you guys next week. I guess that's an upset too. See you guys next week. Go Houston. Go Ravens. Go Niners. Go Green Bay. Man, I hope Tampa Bay, Detroit, you know, it's Kansas City and Bills. Congratulations to all of you and good luck. Take care, guys. See you next week.